Number one podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you had a nice holiday. Give me a number one in the chat. Give me a roll call. Where are you at? I am always open to questions. Ask me anything. I got a couple things that maybe I can lend expertise on, whether that's grappling, in particular catch can, or wrestling. And obviously business, man. I'm a business nerd. I love this. So you guys can reach me on the chat. What's up, Marco? Got me a hey, coach. Come on, guys. Give me a number one. Everybody give me some love. Got 36, 37 people on Instagram right now. Waiting for people to show up on the other channels. So hope you guys had a great holiday. What wrestling shoes should I get? I favor Asics. I like Asics. Adidas is good. I've never owned a pair of Rudis, but they look dope. If I were to buy another pair, I don't actively wrestle anymore, but if I were to buy another pair, it would probably be the Rudis ones. I love those. Man, everybody's blowing me up in the chat here. Let's see. So that was the question for shoes. Got a concussion and I'm out. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. That's rough. Sorry, concussions are no joke, dude. Anyway, I hope you guys all had a great holiday. Happy New Year to you. I want to talk about something that I discovered the other day. Have you guys ever heard of the Batman effect? Remington 16 Peterson says ASIC aggressors. There you go. Let's see. River City Wrestler says, I have a question. Joey May, I got stuck in collar tie. And a lot. I get stuck in collar tie a lot. Any other good tie-ups? It depends how tall you are, how short you are, how quick you are, how slow you are. One of my favorite things from collar tie is the guy grabs your head. I take the cutting bone in my wrist and I grab my hand and I pull it to my chest to where his hand is now clamped. Now it's very easy for me I kind of snap him down from there and take a front headlock. I don't know if that helps. Grayson, I'm trying to make a clothing brand and got my logo. Dude. Okay, so you got your clothing brand, you got your logo, you got an idea, you got to get people to buy it. So, you got to get attention. Probably the easiest, fastest way to do it is to get influencers. Go make a list of 100 people that you think should wear your brand and reach out, contact them, get some t-shirts made, send them out to them, and ask them to share them on their social medias. That's usually one of the fastest ways. I don't know if that'll help you, Grayson, but I hope so. And I hope my thing there, Joey, on the collar tie helps out. Just scrolling here to make sure I get caught up. I want to talk about the Batman effect, though. Meanwhile, River City, how do you train the parents to buy into the process of loving losing in order to get them to understand how to win? Dude, that's a great topic. Honestly, that topic is probably the most important topic in all of winning, whether it's in wrestling, any sport, business. You have to lose. You have to lose. It's the path. It's the journey to winning. Yeah, there's freaks that do it, but by and large, most of us that are not, just naturally talented or, the reincarnation of the great Gamma, like that spirit jumped in your body when you were born. It's going to take a lot of persistence, and it's like being a field scientist. This is why I called it scientific wrestling, because you have to make notes. I think that probably the biggest advice I would give these people is that the only emotion that belongs, I've heard this in business, but I would apply this to wrestling if you're serious about it. The only emotion that belongs in wrestling is the emotion of celebration. That will get them to knock off the bullshit. They're not the ones on the mat, first of all. You got to make sure that the kids are having a good time or they won't want to do it. You can't pressure them. And you can't, that's such a hard thing because a lot of these parents, if they didn't, they're like proxy, they're doing it. What's up, pal? Let's go, coach. What's up? Happy to see you, brother. Happy to see you. Yeah, man. The only emotion that belongs in wrestling is the emotion of celebration. That's where I would start, because then they'll start understanding like you either win or you learn. So knock it off with all the bullshit. I get it though. It's annoying. YW Juvie, I'm recovering from a recent shoulder injury and my self-esteem has been declining because I don't feel like I had the same passion and drive that I had. This page is a motivation for me to keep going. Hey, dude, I'm stoked. You know, like when I got my carotid dissection, dude, I couldn't wrestle. I still can't wrestle. I have half the oxygen that most people have. I still work out harder than 99% of people, but I can't wrestle like I used to. And it was depressing. No joke. And this is something because I've dealt with athletes as they age a lot, you know, and working with guys, my mentors, seeing them like Billy Robson and whatnot, transition from being able to wrestle to not being able to wrestle. And for us, our identity is so tied into it that it's like a piece of you dies when you can't perform in the way that you used to. And it's sad. And guess what? Keep going anyway. What happens if somebody that you love dies? You got to try to live your life in a way that they would be happy and they would be proud, right? And so that goes also for those parts of you when they die. You should honor them, right? Anyway, I don't know if that helps you, buddy. Oh, what's up, Marty Jones, dude? Always happy to see Marty Jones, number one. He had number one before I did. Isaac, what are some good exercises to get out of the bottom along with escapes? You got to learn how to stand up and you got to learn wrist control, dude. You got to put yourself in shit positions and control the wrist and stand up and have somebody give you one hell of a hard time while you're trying to stand up. We could work on techniques and there's different ways, but tripoding and wrist control are going to be like what you need to focus on. I mean, I don't know where you're at, Isaac, but if you're relatively new, I would really just focus on your stand-ups and whatnot. YW Juvie, I'm a 4-star D2 athlete in New Orleans. Yeah, dude, like you have to understand that as an athlete or performer, a lot of times you have a shelf life. And some people have incredible longevity. I mean, you look at somebody like Randy Couture, man, he didn't even get started. Had he not done UFC, I mean, he was a great wrestler, but people wouldn't have heard of him on a mainstream media level. And it wasn't until he really hit his 40s where he hit his stride. Not everybody has that, man. By the time I was 40, my body was shot. I was like, had no carotid. I still have a broken rib, hernias, like all these problems. Everybody's different. So, you know, Marty Jones says all the best for 2024. Hopefully see you soon for that seminar. Yeah, working on it, buddy. I'd love to get you out here. I think a lot of people need to be turned on to what you're doing. I've always enjoyed touring with you. Very, very, very fantastic perspective. Now, I keep promising everybody this Batman effect, and I want to talk about it because it's freaking cool, right? So everybody knows who Batman is. What is Batman? Batman is an alter ego, right? Batman is like an alter ego. There's Bruce Wayne, who's like the normal guy or whatever, and then there's Batman. So you can Google this, right? River City Wrestle. Would love to chop it up with you sometime. Dude, I'm in the process right now of getting the schedule done for the 2024 accelerator camps. The Science of Violence tour is back again. I think we've been doing this like, man, it's not 20 years yet. The company is 21 years old this year, but I think the certifications have been going on almost 15, 16, maybe 17 years. So, dude, we're going to be out and about. I did 20 of them last year. We're on schedule. I think we've got maybe 7 lined up all the way through June, including we're working on getting over to Europe, getting into Italy. So love to see you, man. We chop it up there. Now, the Batman effect, right, is this idea. You can Google this. It's fascinating. I'm going to share it with you. I had ChatGPT help me develop my own alter ego. Okay, so here's the whole deal. The Batman effect is basically this idea that they noticed in psychology that adopting an alter ego and thinking of yourself as a separate entity, what they call dissociation. This is what happens in hypnosis when you see yourself, right, in like one of those situations, or in a dream you see yourself, you've disassociated, you're thinking of yourself as another entity, right? What they found in this adopting an alter ego, this thing they call the Batman effect, is that it actually has been shown to reduce anxiety when you're freaked out about stuff, increases perseverance on challenging tasks, and boosts your own self-control, your willpower, right? Right? This is again the Batman effect. So what I did when I found out about the Batman effect, and I recommend you guys all do this. You may not be able to do it the exact way I did it. But what's up, pal? Thank you for the fire, brother. What I did is I went into ChatGPT, and I've got this thing called the Clifton Strengths Assessment. So the Clifton's the guy who was behind the Gallup poll organization, right? So there you might hear, oh, this Gallup poll said this, or this guy. Well, they do a whole bunch of other things. They do these personality assessments. One of them you may have heard of is called the DISC assessment. Right? I don't know if you've ever heard of the DISC assessment. It's you have 4 different basic personalities: DISC, dominant, influencer, stabilizer, conscientious, I think is the criteria. But long story short, there's all these different kinds of assessments. That assessment, by the way, the DISC assessment, the guy who created that, Marston, I want to say his last name is, he's also the creator of Wonder Woman, also the creator of the lie detector test. Fascinating dude. But there's this other one that that Gallup puts out besides the DISC, and it's called the Clifton Strengths. And you take all these questions that they ask you and you answer them, and then it comes back. These are what your strengths are. They give you this report. It costs you like $100. I use it when I'm coaching businesses to find actually what people should be doing versus what they actually are doing, right? Long story short, I coupled the Clifton Strengths Assessment, my own personal one, with the Batman effect and ChatGPT. And it came up with a character, my own superhero. Okay? My superhero, I love this. I might make this comic book now. You know, I write books all the time. Anyway, this superhero character, his name is the Sponge. I love this. I love this so much. The Sponge. Okay, I'll read you. So I actually uploaded my Clifton Strengths PDF, and I said, use the Batman effect and make me a superhero. I'd already come up with the name the Sponge based on my idea of what it would be. And then it just fleshed this out. So, superhero identity, the Sponge. Born into a world of challenges and opportunities, the young Jake Shannon faced trials that forged resilience and skepticism towards authority. These experiences laid the foundation for the Sponge, an alter ego embodying adaptability, learning, and transformation. As a child, Jake's encounters with the medical world were less than ideal, leading to a deep-seated resolve to control his own destiny. This resolve manifested in the Sponge, a hero who absorbs knowledge and experience, turning adversity into strength. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if I can actually show this. You guys, I will post this. I did post on LinkedIn. I think I posted it on my personal Instagram, not on the Scientific Wrestling Instagram where you may be watching. If you go to @askcoachjake.com, I posted these images because not only did the ChatGPT help me craft this character called the Sponge, but they also made the comic book drawings and cartoons, and they're freaking cool. Anyway, like I'll give you an idea. So in the Clifton Strengths, here's like my top 10 strengths according to Clifton. My number 1 strength is that I'm a learner, which even Billy Robinson said, Jake is a fantastic learner. It's like the only compliment I've ever heard him give, not just to me, but anybody. And it was a massive, massive one. He said I was a great, great learner. The number 2, Clifton agrees with Billy Robinson, with my coach. Number 2 is achiever. So I like to, not only do I like to sponge knowledge and learn, but I like to achieve things. So if you've noticed, I got This year alone, I got 8 different AI certifications from like Vanderbilt and Wharton and Darden School and University of Copenhagen. So learner, achiever. Number 3, strength is competition. I'm super ridiculously competitive. Number 3, activator. I like to get people going. That's probably why I have success as a coach largely, is because of my activator. 5, communicator. 6, relator. 7, responsibility. I do believe that freedom and responsibility are the same thing. You want freedom, you got to take some responsibility. 8, focus. 9, self-assurance. 10, significance. Anyway, that's mine. You could go do yours. Have you guys ever heard of the Batman effect? I mean, it's absolutely fascinating to me. Anyway, you guys, I wish I could, maybe I could show you the pictures on my phone of, I'll show you the pictures that I got, and hopefully they show up okay. Okay, here we go. So here is the sponge as envisioned originally by ChatGPT. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of too bright. Let me dim it a little bit. Dim it. Okay. That's too dim. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? So that, here we go. Can you guys see that? Dude, ChatGPT made that. Thing is sick, dude. Okay, wait, let me show you another one. Made another image. Now, I actually kind of am partial to this one of the sponge. Damn, it's so bright on this other. Let's see. There, can you see that? It's not showing up great. Anyway, dude, it's so freaking cool, dude. The Living Dead You Fear. I think I took that same test in 2022. The results made me laugh. All right. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. So anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to jump. I just thought it was fascinating. I would look into the Batman effect. It's kind of a cool concept. Again, it's supposed to reduce any kind of anxiety you have. So what that means is that the sponge is going to be out fighting crime. I guess. I don't know. But if you want to see, like, the art that it came up with was unbelievable. Because after I was done having to do this character assessment, I said, oh, go now make a comic book based on this comic or that or whatever. And it popped up. Kind of looks like a cross between Megamind and Dr. Manhattan, for those of you that are comic book nerds. It's really cool. And maybe a little bit of One Punch Man in there. I did ask to have some One Punch Man vibes on it. Anyway, guys, I hope that you have a killer 2024. We had Scientific Wrestling, number 1. We had a killer 2023, and 2024 is already shaping up to be amazing. I'm excited. Let's talk for a second about Scientific Wrestling. We've got more, dude, if you want to be an affiliate, man, I'm telling you, we are blowing up. We added 17 affiliates so far. We just launched this like 18 months ago. We have 17 affiliates from Hawaii all the way to Italy, and we want you on board. It's the best deal going, man. Like, you're going to be part of literally the elite in wrestling, in catch wrestling, in grappling. Have a great curriculum. The offer is off the hook. Go check it out, scientificwrestler.com. At our affiliate gyms this year, we're bringing out King Mo Law. Again, we added King Mo to the coaching staff last year. He did a fantastic job. Highly recommend you come to a camp and meet with him and learn. Fantastic. The guy knocked out Roger Gracie. That's not even his real name. Talk about alter ego. That guy is not. What's his real name? Roger Gracie. It's not. Gracie's not his real name, right? I can't remember. Anyway, Mo Law. Of course, Wade's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We had Josh Barnett last year, Brandon Ruiz. We're adding Pat Miletich this year. Dude, unreal. Super going to be amazing. We also, King of Catch Wrestling San Diego, Luis Ojeda, who is I went and saw him last, like 2 weeks ago at Josh's catch wrestling tournament down in La Brea, California. And I got to thinking about it. Luis competed in that. He competed in the first ever modern catch wrestling tournament and won it, King of Catch, back in 2007. And he's still competing to this day. I think he got fourth place, and it was stacked, dude. He had Sloan Climber. There's all kinds of really tough guys in the tournament. So super proud of Luis, and that guy's a stud. He's been wrestling. I think he's got the record for the most matches and possibly the most wins in catch wrestling in the modern era. Just brilliant guy. So he's hosting a King Catch in San Diego, actually Imperial Beach at Imperial Beach MMA. And that will be March 24th. March 24th. So we've got camps, tournaments. I'm going to be doing my Nelson's seminar. First time, actually, since I did my Nelson's DVD for BJJ Fanatics, which is like ridiculously acclaimed. I love reading all the love and the testimonials and stuff like that. It makes me very, very happy. Anyway, I'm going to be running my first seminar on the Nelson hold for grappling. That's going to be in Arizona at our affiliate Black Flag Submission Company down in Glendale, which last year was our #1 affiliate under the watchful wisdom and badassery of Gil Olivas. Dude is just a total ninja. Super blessed to have him. You guys got to go and train with him, man. Like, super great, tough gym. Anyway, so we've got tournaments, seminars. I'm in the works, working my ass off on the Shoot Pro Wrestling. I've got big plans for it. If you are somebody that can make big moves, I would love to talk to you because I've got some players. I'm starting to put things together. This thing is going to be, it's already, those first 3 shows we did were effectively what I call, what is known in the business as an MVP, right? Kind of like a sizzle reel. It was to show this is the minimum viable product. Now I'm shopping it because it is clearly amazing. People love it. They love the concept. It's ahead of its time. In fact, the fact that TKO, the merger of UFC and WWE under TKO, happened is only more proof of the foresight that this promotion is bringing. That's all blowing up. I'm so excited about that's in the wrestling world. On the business side, I am telling you, if you own a small business and you're having a hard time right now, and there's a lot of them out there, 98% of small businesses that are under 100 million are actually under 3. 98% of all small businesses that earn under $100 million a year, they actually earn less than 3. And the vast majority of those under 3 make less than $1 million. Okay. Your average small business owner, their take home is like $60,000. You could make more money being a Hooters waitress than owning your own business unless you know what you're doing. And a lot of that is around marketing. Okay. There's 3 things. If you're under $3 million, you've got to get right. You got to get your deliverable right. Most people do that. They go into business because, let's say, they do a home brew kit and they have it one day and all their buddies are like, oh, this is great. You should go into business and make your own brew. And they're like, okay, great. So you've got a great product. Awesome. So does everybody else. If nobody has heard of your product, you're going to go out of business. Those statistics that say like 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 10 years largely is because, well, what they cite, the word they say is undercapitalization. But that's really like bank sales lingo. They're trying to get you to take out a loan and pay them interest. What undercapitalization really means is that you're not making enough money. Because if you had enough sales, you wouldn't need to take out the loan. But to get sales, you need marketing. So this is really what #1 is about. It's a revenue coaching. Do you understand? So it's sales coaching. It's marketing coaching. It's not consulting. We can do it for you. It's very expensive. Most of the people that I am trying to help can't afford it, but I do offer it if you want. I have people, I have staff, I've scaled it that can do your marketing for you. Run digital ads, creatives, create stuff, blow up your social media. Have you seen what's happened to just the Scientific Wrestling Instagram page alone? In the last 250 days, I've added 120,000 followers. That's close to 500 followers a day. Not likes, followers a day. Do you understand? It's showing no sign of slowing down, and it's been with very minimal advertising spend. So this is what I do, is I show you how to create revenue, how to create income, how to create value. That's what number one does. You can go to N01, spelled just like that, N01.LLC. Okay, that explains everything. We break it down into two pieces: promotion and conversion, marketing, sales. Okay, so we do coaching. Then we will also help you on the creative or on the marketing side, because it can be very complicated to understand how meta advertising works, how Google Ad Network works, how SEO works. It can be complicated. And the other thing is sometimes digital marketing is actually not for you. And so we're not strictly a digital marketing agency. We do all forms of revenue-centric training. Does that make sense? I want to teach you how to do this. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's worth it. Okay? I have a woman who's a client, Brandy. Last year, before working with us, she made $60,000, $65,000. This year, she's doubled that, and she's only worked with me for 4 months. The bulk of that money has happened in 4 months, and we're just getting started. Do you understand? You could go blow your money on grad school or any of these things, but this is actually going to get you an ROI. And the thing that's amazing about this right now, why I would jump on this, DM me to get started, is the AI. Remember when YouTube first started? Those people who got in early, they're influencers, and they just cash a check that YouTube sent them. That's where we're at with AI. Right now, it's the Wild West. This is the time to come in, stake your claim, do big things before everybody else comes in, and you can't because it's crowded. You understand? Right now, it's and the AI does everything. I've written dozens of books. Like I write books. Like I've done that for years. AI, I was able to write 2 books inside of I think total time to write the book took me about 2 weeks. Just like this sponge thing that I came up with on the Batman effect. Literally, now I can take my ideas and get them turned into real products and services right away. So now the deliverable part, I told you there's 3 parts: sales, marketing, and your deliverable. You could use AI, create incredible, valuable, fantastic deliverables that other people want, or make yours even better. 2, marketing. Right now, I'm using AI to go search out and find leads for me and do my marketing, my split testing. It does everything. I hate it. I hate doing that stuff. I don't have to anymore because the AI, I know how to make it do it for me. Just like if I were going to hire a virtual assistant. It's amazing time. The conversion, I hate cold calling. I do it. It's awful. Anybody who's ever done cold calling, dude, did I ever tell you my cold calling story? I started, my first non-retail job was like in 1997. I want to say 97, 96. And I got hired to be a life insurance salesman. Okay. I went and got my life. I was in California, San Francisco at the time. got my life insurance license, my Series 65, all that kind of stuff. Series 6, 65, life insurance, health insurance license. And, I thought I was the shit. I'm like, cool, I ain't going to do retail. I'm like, cool. And I'll roll in. I got my cheap ass suit. I think I look good, but it was awful. I roll into the financial district, pull into Riley and Associates, the insurance company. I'm like, let's go. And they're like, okay. And they walk me into the back room, sit me in this gross, it was like a closet. Back then, there was no internet, so they just said, here's the white pages. Do you even know what the white pages is? I don't know how old this audience skews anymore. The white pages, which is just a listing of names and phone numbers, A to Z, to start dialing. 200 calls trying to sell people life insurance in San Francisco in the late 90s. And I did it. I grinded out 200 calls a day. But guess what? I have this AI right now, and it blows my mind. And I sit and I could listen to every call. More than half, I'd say 70% of the people can't even tell that they're speaking to an AI. It finds their names, if they're qualified. I don't have to waste my time, because there's two things that suck about cold calling, and it works. All these, I told you, I do all the different things. People want to sell you on digital marketing. Dude, that's like pissing in the ocean, dude. Do you have any idea how vast the internet is? And people scroll, they don't give a shit. If I get you on the phone, I got your attention. Okay? Even you might get mad or whatever, but phone calls work, whether you like it or not. So the AI actually calls these people. I can listen in, vets them. But the worst part of cold calling is that, like, a lot of times, dialing is just drudgery. Even if you have an auto dialer, for those of you that are sales pros, an auto dialer, dude, it's just like, oh my God, I got another voicemail. Oh, I got another gatekeeper, blah, blah, blah. Dude, this AI goes through it all. You just listen, and I can sort. Okay, give me all calls longer than 45 seconds. That tells me that somebody actually got engaged and is interested a little bit. And then I listen through those. Some of them, I had one guy, he could tell it was AI. He started asking about ball edge. And the AI is having like a conversation. The guy's staying on. It's hilarious. I'm going to close that guy probably because of the experience he had with the AI, and he had so much fun with it. Anyway, listen, I've got to go. I've got more meetings. I've already had 6 meetings. I am in demand, and that's why I'm expensive, but I will help you. I will help you. But you got to reach out, because I'm not a mind reader. That's not part of the sponge's super abilities. But let me know, and I will help you, and we'll figure something out. I really appreciate all you guys showing up. Oh man, I've been ignoring all these comments. Let me get to them. Let's see. Do I use ChatGPT on the phone, on my PC, or mobile? So the mobile app is not as good as the actual one that you can get on the PC, but I actually access that through a browser on my phone. And then you could do all the same stuff on your PC as you do on your phone. So the app is okay. If I use Android, I don't like it that much. I will use it if I'm just asking something dumb. But if I'm doing real AI work, I will go to the browser. I don't know if that helps you. Alter egos are prominent in metal music. Thank you, Stellar Steven. Silverback says, miss these live videos. Yeah, I made a commitment to come back. Matheson, Carl Gotch is not related to Frank Gotch, the former world champion. I don't know who thinks that, other than, I don't know. It seems like maybe you're tilting at windmills here, but Matheson 79. Yeah, like Carl Gotch. So the way Carl Gotch got the name, does anyone know this? I will tell you. So there is a promoter. His name is Al Haft, Haft. He was in Ohio. And so after Carl, Stas is his name, after he left Europe and came to the United States, he considered himself an American catch wrestler, even though he spent a dozen years in Billy Riley's gym, which he named in a press junket a snake pit. And I don't know that it was necessarily because of the toughness. It's because a lot of those guys talked shit and were like snakes to him. Just so you know, this is all straight from Carl. You can go listen to carlgotch.com. Anyway, he considered himself an American catch wrestler, and he came to Europe, or to America, and was so impressed with the level of catch as catch can here. He kind of, I won't say disavowed, he definitely spent time and learned, almost a dozen years in Wigan at Billy Riley's gym, which does not exist anymore. It hasn't existed since the late 70s. But Carl started training under this guy named Frank Wolf, who was the shooter for Al Haft. Okay. Al Haft was the promoter. Frank Wolf was the pro wrestler who was also the trainer, knew the catch, and started showing Carl a lot of nasty stuff that he hadn't picked up in England. So Al Haft was once a wrestler, and he wrestled under the name Young Gotch. That was so his real name was Al Haft, and his name was Young Gotch when he wrestled. When he became a promoter, he dropped that and became Al Haft. And then Carl, I think he was Carl Krauser. They did some stupid Nazi gimmick, and he became Carl Gotch. Parker Midkiff, do you do any MMA training, and how do you feel about the importance of wrestling in MMA? So you must be new to this channel. I am maybe the world's leading advocate for wrestling in MMA. That's what we've pushed with scientific wrestling. We started when Sakuraba came on the scene and made it so obvious. And it wasn't just folk style, but there were Greco-Roman, but there was also guys like Dan Henderson, Matt Linlin, Randy Couture, these guys who were coming in to showing the dominance, Matt Hughes, showing the dominance of wrestling and the superiority of it in mixed martial arts. We know the statistics that it is the largest predictor of champions in wrestling. We could see this with guys like Bo Nickel coming up. So that's what we do. We train MMA athletes in wrestling so they can win. We train wrestlers to transition over to MMA. And we do it by focusing on a rule set known as catch as catch can. But we're not exclusive to catch as catch can. We do have the best in catch as catch can. I was just talking today with one of our employees about this, that we do have the very best in catch as catch can. That is Carl Gotch. That is Billy Robinson. That is Dick Cardinal. But we also have the best in folk style, and that is the pinning systems of Wade Chalice and the terminal takedowns that he does. So I think it's absolutely, Parker, I think it's absolutely crucial. It's what I've dedicated the last, I've been wrestling since Pee-wee's. So 1977, I've been involved with martial arts and wrestling and some mixture therein. Went to UFC 2 in 1994. That was really the first spark. The second spark was Sakuraba. The next was probably Wade and Billy. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I hope that helps. Let's scroll through here, make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Franca says, I do wrestling. I'm from Brazil. Good on you, dude. Go do what works, man. Don't follow the crowd. Let's see here. Did you write that book, or did AI write it for you? So I've written all my books. They're all my ideas. But what AI can do, the best way, again, I've got like 8 different certifications from Ivy League colleges in AI this year. And I think the best way to think about what AI is to writing is what a calculator is to math. So if I come up with an equation in physics that solves a difficult problem, but I didn't actually do the long division, and I had the computer do the calculations, and I just trusted the calculations, and I went over the calculations, proved that it's okay, tested them. Was it AI? No, it's a freaking calculator. And that's what these new AI, which I think is a misnomer. It does help in the marketing, makes it sound cool. But what AI is that you're using, that I'm using in ChatGPT, for example, or Bard, or Jasper, or any of these other platforms, Perplexity, there's a million of them. It's called a large language model. And really what that means is that it's taking statistical analysis, things like cluster analysis Markov chains, things of this nature, vector analysis, matrix, linear algebra, optimizing, basically looking at language and applying statistical reasoning to language. And it simulates to an amazing and miraculous degree the human experience of language and thought. It's amazing. It really is amazing, but it is a calculator, just like, but for language and not for numbers. So to your question, what I do is I say, okay, here's the outline of what I want to write. Please flesh this out for me. Let me see what you come up with. Right, in this style. So I'm putting in all the parameters, all the things I would have to put in my own mind to say, write it creatively. So nobody will create anything like I create. I'm just using AI to cut out a lot of the grammatical stuff. How do I structure a sentence? So what I do really with AI is mostly brainstorming. And then I have a giant blob of material, and then I whittle it down and change it and tweak it, and then it becomes like a sculpture. So from a blob of clay to a sculpture. I don't know if that answers your question. Just scrolling through here. I'm going to sign off in a second. I've got another meeting. Boom. Man, a lot of people in this room. A lot of you guys jumping in and jumping out. How do I ask a girl to be my Valentine? Oh, man, look how wholesome you are, dude. Oh, I love that, dude. I love that. How do you ask a girl to be your Valentine? First of all, his name is definitely not Andres. I have no idea how old you are, dude. But if you're thinking this way, I'm guessing that you're maybe under 16. And if you want a girlfriend, dude, the first most important thing is you need to be a friend. It's the most important thing. You need to be a friend, right? You got to be somebody that they want to be around. You got to be somebody that they can rely on. You can't sell out. You can't worry about what other people think. What if the girl's a little chunky, man? I mean, these are mistakes I made when I was younger, right? Like I had some girls that were really great girls, and I didn't really pursue much with them because they were a little fat or something. You know, I was worried what other people would think. And they weren't like obese, but I was just freaked out, normal teenage anxieties. Be a friend. Be a friend. Be valuable. Be cool. Be somebody she likes and can trust. You get to that point, moving from the friend zone then is easy. I think a lot of guys have a hard time with this, but it's actually ridiculously easy. To move out of the friend zone, you need to be clear. I'm not interested in just being your friend. Once you figure that out, so you make friends with this person, and you're like, dude, no, I think this chick's hot. I want it. You make it clear. Second, you got to start like taking care of yourself, man. You got to like look good, not objectively speaking, like what she thinks. I've got one of the most beautiful wives in the world. My wife is so beautiful, a great figure, beautiful, like just an amazing woman. And I'm a goofball. I mean, I don't think I'm ugly, but I'm not like handsome. I'm kind of goofy. But what I do is I make sure that I'm clean, that I smell good, that I look good, that I'm in great shape. And the other thing is try to make them laugh. Like that's the most important thing. If you can't play a musical instrument, you got to go learn jokes. Okay. I hope that helps you. Let's see here. Matheson, I was just teasing you. Ha ha he he. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. That's it, man. Last question. Anybody have it? I'm going to tune out here in about 5 seconds because I got to go run errands. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Like I said, I've made a commitment. I'm going to be here almost every weekday, dude. Like I'm really going to do my best to get back on here, answering questions, helping people. That's my purpose in life, is to improve people's lives. I think that the two ways to do it that I've found that I am a preacher for is wrestling and entrepreneurship. And I am here to help you on that path, whatever that means. I want you to be a better wrestler than me. I want you to be more successful, make more money than me. That's how I know that I succeeded as a coach, right? So I really appreciate you guys. Have a killer day. And man, 2024, let's go, dude. It's called a holiday, not a hol a week, not a hol a month. Let's get back at it. Grind. You got to go find how to make that money, how to make that impact, how to change lives, how to really do something fantastic. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in, but I am out of here, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. I'm trying to do this at noon Mountain Time, right? I was looking at my statistics. Lucas 1-2. Did I change my voice? Not since puberty, dude. I mean, I don't know. Maybe something happened. You know, weird thing is when I had my carotid dissection, there's another thing I use ChatGPT for. I try to be open and vulnerable with you guys. So since I had my carotid dissection, the doctors timed it about 2008. I didn't get diagnosed till 10 years later, 2019. But I didn't understand the symptoms of a stroke. And I was straight up having strokes, mini strokes all the time. I didn't know it. And one of them is not voice changing, but personality changes. So I wish I had a better metric on my personality to see if it changed. I definitely went through a hard time when I was going through the strokes. I was very disoriented. I know that I was taking weird risks and exploring. I totally went into a weird space for a while. Just part of the deal. Part of the deal. All right, guys. I appreciate you. And yeah, man, if there's anything I can do. Now, I see this looter guy keeps trying to get in on my life. I don't do that because I multi-channel stream. I'm not just on Instagram right now. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. What else? Like all these platforms. It goes out everywhere, right? So I can just broadcast once and be done with it. Anyway, guys, if you need anything, DM me. You can always obviously check out scientificwrestling.com. You can also check out number1.llc. I'm trying to get number one coaching aiming at it right now, but I think it goes to a 404. Working on some big shit, man. Big, epic, like generationally life-altering stuff right now. I'm super excited and very blessed to have you along on the journey and appreciate all your support. You know, not Tyler Dishotel. I want you to touch me, dude. All right, listen, man. If you're gay, cool. I don't get down on you, but just keep all that crap to yourself. I appreciate you guys. DM me any of that stuff. I'm here to help. Okay, guys. Have a fantastic day. It's not done yet. It's only 2:30 here. Still a lot of stuff you can do. By the way, man, I got up my new schedule. I got it all ironed out. Up at 6 a.m. Was in the sauna, 130 degrees, 15 minutes of rowing, 15 minutes of elliptical bike, 15 minutes of cycle at 130 degrees in the saunas. I was on 6 different meetings and coaching calls. 2 of them were meetings. 1 was a meeting. 5 of them were coaching calls. Jump on this. Now I got to go, and because of all my carotid dissection and weird shit, I got to go get my prescription filled at my doctor's. But otherwise, then I go home, get to hang out with my family, my wonderful 3 kids. Got my youngest a motorcycle, 105cc. A kid loves that thing. Got my middle boy some fancy computer. He told me the numbers. I don't even know. It plays all the games, right? Like, so VR, whatever, you can play whatever. Got my daughter. She's turning 17 and super precocious. Chick can play music by ear. Blows my mind on the piano. I'm like, how the hell? I did not have that ability. That's her superpower. And anyway, got her tickets to go see Moulin Rouge, the musical on Broadway in New York. Super excited. So just a great time, great family. Hope you guys had a wonderful 2023, and let's crush it in 2024. And I mean crush it, not just saying it, not just like woo woo, making cool videos on Instagram that because you rented a Lambo. Let's go buy that Lambo. Let's change things, man. Let's blow up the world. This world is amazing. A lot of people will have you focus on the negative and think it's bad. And there is some bad shit going on, and we need to fight. But life is good, and we should fight for the greatness that we are fortunate to experience. I'm here to help you guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you tomorrow.